We're going into map number 2, Elfie, this time in blue. Let's see if that's going to provide some luck for him. Happy going for the same build here, at least initially, Altar and Crypt, and not queuing up another Acolyte, so it looks like we're gonna see probably a Lich again, Ziggurat right now here. And on the side of Elfie, different build this time, quick Altar and Ziggurat. He's gonna have his hero out as fast as possible. Crypt is coming just now, delayed by Elfie, might just still be Lich and, you know, some fewer ghouls early on. The hero of Elfie is gonna be out like 5 seconds before the one of Happy maybe. But of course this could also mean that he's going for a late Fiend build here. Shop is coming now, Acolyte is going for some scouting, and well, I mean, if it's a Lich, then it's clearly gonna be ghouls. But if this is a Death Knight first, and it is a Death Knight first, then the next building is gonna be telling what the story is. Either a Graveyard or a Ziggurat is gonna be next up for Elfie, and it is a Graveyard, so we're gonna see late Fiends here by him. Same build that is still used these days by the majority of undeads in Undead Mirrors. Of course, regular Fiends also not really totally out of fashion by any means. Lich halfway out for Happy. So we're gonna see some, very different approaches facing off against each other. There isn't gonna be a lot to creep for Elfie early on. He's only gonna have his Death Knight out for a while, so I guess he's gonna try and keep track of the Lich and the Goose and try and stop his opponent from getting anything done. Happy, on the other hand, not really sure how much potential there is for immediate harassment, so most likely he's gonna be the one trying to get a bit of creeping done initially. Where's the critter? Not here, but I guess the Acolyte might just do the trick. Nova cast onto him, one more hit, and then we're gonna have the first 2 skeletons out here. And the DK just wandering around the bottom here, and as I said, he's gonna try and keep track of the Lich. Happy, well, has just spent a Nova already, this Death Knight, not in any serious trouble, but if Happy's able to wear him down a little bit, that would already be a success. His Scout, Acolyte, is now retreating. The tier 2 tech not yet started, just now started on the side of Happy. He begins creeping the orange camp. Death Knight is coming in, some nice blocking with the Scout Acolyte. Both of the Null Wardens have already fallen. Death Knight is trying to chase the Ghoul here, and I'm pretty sure that one is gonna fall, but is Elfie gonna get the last hit here? No, he doesn't. Happy nicely waiting here for the Skeletons to attack first. Circlet should maybe be picked up by the Lich soon. He's trying to go for the surround. Doesn't get it though. Death Knight scared away nevertheless. Level 2 on the Lich. Death Knight is retreating. Tier 2 tag, of course, also started quite a while ago by Elfie. Not getting the second Ziggurat before his tier 2 tag, so getting that one in to play quite quickly. A little bit ahead of Happy. But of course, nothing on the field just yet. He's gonna get the first Fiend out. The second one isn't gonna start being produced until the Ziggurat finishes, but that one finishes at perfect timing here, just as the first Fiend is out. Still one Fiend, still not the most impressive creeping force. I guess the Death Knight is gonna continue dancing around here for a little bit. Keep in mind it's still nighttime, so without these skeletons he's really blind. Even now he's already gonna have a hard time figuring out where Happy has gone exactly. Happy turning around though. I may have been afraid of a little bit of harass against his Acolytes. The Ruby Tower is just now coming, as well as the Graveyard. Okay, the Ghoul is low here. Happy. Oh, I should really micro that one. Now he's doing so. Very last moment. One more hit would have been enough. Ghoul survives though. Second Fiend out. Now, finally, Elfie starts doing some creeping on his own. Third Fiend is about to spawn. Tier 2 tech is about to finish. And I guess he is just going to go into a very, very standard undead army. Fiends, statues, Lich second, Dark Ranger third probably, etc., etc. More ghouls coming for Happy. Going for a rather ambitious creep camp here. Gonna take down the first of the Forest Troll Trappers here. And second one falling quite quickly as well. Looks like he's gonna get this done without taking too much damage though. Meantime, Elfie is just going for one of these smaller orange camps. Finally is gonna secure level 2 for his first hero as well. Rune braces on this Lich, well, given that there's gonna be a Lich second on the side of Elfie as well, which I'm just gonna boldly predict here. Going for tier 3 immediately, not adding a second hero just yet. But yeah, given that we're gonna see a Lich here, Rune Brace is definitely, well, an item that some undeads maybe would keep, but Happy thinks differently, sells it, gets another Rod instead. Ghouls retreating, this time no Death Knight, second as quickly, and still tier 2 for Happy. It's a bit surprising, okay, now he's adding the Death Knight, but doesn't have Slaughterhouse in production just yet. He put a lot of ghouls for creeping here, and he's got a little bit of lumber issues here. But I mean, with a level 3, this is going to be a really tough creep to last hit for Elfie with his level 2 Death Knight. And he steals the creep and the XP tome here. Well, that's not something you want to see if you're in Elfie's shoes. Slaughterhouse is almost finished here. Lich is coming as well. This Lich is doing a good job keeping Elfie at bay. In terms of ghouls regenerating, some tier 3 tech has started. Now the Slaughterhouse can be put into production. Lich does have a Rod available. Oh, dropping the circlets here just to get some more mana out of the Dark Ritual. Look at it, almost full mana. Just cast a Nova here on the Death Knight because why not? Now it's on a little bit of cooldown. And nighttime is soon to be over, and then he's gonna have a lot of vision on this Forest Troll Warlord, and it's gonna be even more difficult for Elfie to finish it. Death Knight spawning as well. It's gonna come here and provide some healing for this Lich. But the Lich on the side of Elfie is also about to spawn. Fiend's quite suicidally moving forward here. There should be a coil though. Fiend is saved for the time being. Is going to have to retreat though. Now with the Lich second out, there's going to be a lot more damage output against these heroes of Happy though. And now he's going to have to go for it, because else I think he's going to be pushed away eventually. With the Lich out, Happy's trying to go for it. Nova cast, but Nova by Elfie is actually dealing the last hit. Lionhound of Stormwind picked up. That's not what he was hoping for. But at least he's got the item and the creep this time. Tier 3 finished. We're gonna see a Shade by Elfie quite quickly this time. Who, as I said, is just probably gonna go into a very, very standard tier 3 unit composition for Undead. And Happy is going for an extremely late second crypt. He's still going to go into Gargoyle production here by the looks of it. Yeah, building the first one at the bottom. His first Shade is also out. In this potion on the Lich. Very, very surprising. He's got a lot of ghouls remaining. I don't think he lost a single one thus far. First statue is out as well. But that is so late. There is tier 3 already on the side of Elfie. He's adding a Boneyard right now. Okay, that's it's gonna have something to work against the Frostworm. Staff is coming in. Is the Nova going to be cast? No. So, yeah, he's gonna have something against the Frostworm, of course. There isn't a, you know, insanely high number of fiends on the side of Elfie. But I would have just expected a transition into, you know, regular fiends, etc. Given that he just finished the second crypt, usually he'd want to have that finished by the time tier 2 finishes. So we'll see how great a number of gargoyles he's going to be able to summon here before some significant fight breaks out. And still, he's got so many ghouls here. Elfie still only has 4 fiends, both of them with the first statue on the field in the meantime. A big in-wall dropped here for the Death Knight. And it looks like Elfie not ready just yet. I think he didn't see this still. He had the Shade heading towards the bottom left earlier, but he found the army here of Happy, and he never made it to Happy's base. So maybe these gargoyles will come as a surprise. I don't know if he's got web. I'm sure that Elfie doesn't really want to commit to a fight before his Frostworm is on the field. Then again, if there's a Frostworm and a bunch of Fiends against only ghouls, Happy isn't gonna commit. He's nicely done by Elfie. Keeping the shade at a bit of a distance. Happy just revealed, but didn't get the reveal on the shade. Shade survives. Both of them just, of course, knowing where the opponent's army is, kind of just staying in touch. Looks like Happy would love to creep the red camp here, but with Elfie just waiting. Now Elfie did get a kill on Happy's shade. And is Happy gonna go for the red camp nevertheless? Oh, looks like he may be going for the fight here. There aren't really any gargoyles on the field though. The Frostworm is just joining right now. Big surround attempt on the Fiend. That one is probably going to fall here. Frost armor used onto that Fiend. Now the Frostworm is on the field, and I think this is a terrible position for Happy to fight in. He's putting the Town Portal immediately. 2 ghouls have fallen already. Frostworm is gonna get rid of a third one. And there's definitely a desperate need for a lot of gargoyles here against that. I mean, just to get back to... Okay, Dreadlord third added as well. Just to get back to my initial point of, you know, entirely different unit composition by Happy with a bunch of Fiends, with Web could have done the trick, of course, as well. But now we're basically down the rabbit's hole, and it's gonna be gargoyles. Still wondering, it looks like he may have cancelled the first one. Don't see another one on the field. Now the Shade has definitely seen the 2 crypts. Crypt on the side of Elfie is not producing though, so he may have finished Web already. Some more creeping being done. Happy with the ring +3 here from the natural. And Elfie with the ring +4 from the red camp, from the spawn position. So it's gonna creep here. Let's see, Ziggurat placement wise. Yeah, a Zapper could land here or here for a double kill. Robe of the Magi, and he gets the Tome of Experience back basically. Good item drop there for Elfie, level 4 on Happy's Lich. So he's got 4 2/2. 1 heal scroll, 2 gargoyles only on the field. But number 3 and 4 already here, number 5 soon to spawn. There are 2 zappers even. And Elfie is coming in. Both of them have a town portal, by the way. So let's see if he's gonna get all 4 Ziggurats. These 2 are falling and these 2 are falling as well. Town portal is coming in by Happy. But his production is going to be extremely crippled. 1 gargoyle has been taken down here as well. So there is web already on the side of Elfie. And that was expensive for Happy. 44 out of 10 supply. He doesn't have a single Ziggurat remaining. And Elfie just sits back, continues creeping. Of course, right now, right after investing into this, while Happy may have invested into a couple units. Not really what you want to do, but this isn't looking like a particularly scary army by Happy. Level 4/4. Decent hero levels for Elfie. Yeah, and webbing a couple of gargoyles. Happy is going for it nevertheless, but is it too late? Second worm is in production. Yeah, he's down by 16 supply here. And it's with 3 gargoyles against 5 fiends with web. There's no way in hell he's got the anti-air. Happy has to take this into the very, very late stages. No way in hell he can fight here. The best that can happen to him right now is if he can get a couple of key creep spots left on the map. For example, this one, but okay, the main creep is already gone. He must have grabbed that previously before he town portaled back. When I was busy looking at his main. And yeah, Spell Shield actually dropped there, so that's a nice item here. Already for him, but I mean, the Nova doesn't necessarily have to go onto the Dreadlord then. just continues creeping. There was a great heal potion dropping. That's nice. Another camp will go to Happy. So that's something he can work with. Lich level 4, Death Knight and Dreadlord approaching level 3. Ring of Regeneration dropped. Does he have a town portal? Yeah, no, that's Happy. He does have a town portal. And Elfie does have a town portal as well. We're gonna see him going in here again, and I'm assuming he's going to trade town portals again. Or is he? Falling back a little bit, but his Death Knight is very awkwardly positioned. Sleep maybe? Sleep and surround would be a possibility. He's not going for it though. Actually giving his opponent a chance to positioning himself in front of his base. And as I said, Happy, the best thing that could have happened to him is just a little bit of freedom, a little bit of peace to creep. But Elfie seems to have different plans. He's gonna be taking down the slaughterhouse in just a second. No more statues for Happy for the time being. Does he even have a statue currently? No, just a destroyer that he morphed. He's down by 20 supply. That is just so much. Sacrificial Pit is falling. Nova kills the Shade of Elfie. Elfie doesn't want to engage into this though. Giving Happy the chance to build a couple more gargoyles at least. So yeah, all that Happy has got going for him at the moment are the hero levels. 4-3 and almost 3 against 4-4. He's done some good creeping here. But yeah, he had to blow an additional town portal. His cigarettes were blown up. A couple of units were sniped out, like the ghouls up here. Gargoyle inside the main. So all those investments, yeah, really seem to have added up to 20 supply already.
Summoning is complete.
He's going out for some more creeping. He's gonna get another camp. Then he's gonna have to head back very, very quickly. He did buy another town portal actually. Maybe he's gonna be forced to use that. Yeah, he's using it immediately. Dreadlord level 3. Town portal back. Has come through here. Did find a clause +9 at the camp. Another 2 ghouls have been picked off here. And another town portal gone, so things aren't getting any easier for Happy. I mean, he needs one really good fight. Somehow he needs to get his gargoyles connected to those frost worms well, forcing them to retreat, maybe even getting a kill eventually, while getting the ghouls in a good angle around the fiends. But I mean, just the sheer army size is gonna make this very difficult. In the meantime, it's 7 fiends, so 7 webs for Elfie. Against 3, 6, 8 gargoyles only. That's not nearly enough. He'd need like 12 at least to have a chance in that fight. Just continue sending stuff out here to the lab. Was wondering previously if he may had plans to go for the island with the gargoyles, or if it was just paranoia because of more potential zappers coming in. But now something else is going to be coming in, which is Elfie's army. Still up by 15 supply, by the way. Also 1 attack upgrade on the side of Elfie, no upgrades on the side of Happy.
Summoning is complete.
Again, this Shade could actually be taken out very easily. It's just been seen by the Shade of Elfie. But he decides not to do so. He's falling back. Not really sure if there's really any need for that. I guess the more time Happy is given here, the more likely it may be that he could win an endgame fight. Doesn't even have the supply though to go for more gargoyles currently. 70 supply cigarette is just being built, whereas Elfie is already waiting at 80 supply. And is creeping more and more, is trying to get his Lich up to level 5. Of course, the Flute of Accuracy, one of the dream items here for Alfie. Every single unit except for the Death Knight ranged, all of them benefiting. Fiends +3, Frostworms +11, even the Destroyers +2. It looks like Happy maybe going for it right now. The Fiends in a very, very decent position though, and Alfie's actually town porting out. I'm quite surprised about it. Look at all of the gargoyles being webbed immediately. I would have expected Alfie to just be able to take that fight. Maybe a safety measure though. The initial damage output against the worm there was quite big, but that was only because the Death Knight was pulling the town portal and wasn't able to throw a coil. Alright, a little bit surprising. Happy is given another camp here. Another energy pendant. Like we've seen on the first map. So another destroyer being morphed here is back up to 80 supply. And there's really, on the mainland, there's nothing left to creep but green camps as far as I can tell. Only like a few of these.
Our forces are under attack.
And the Lich is gonna be brought a little bit closer to level 5 here. Anti-magic shell. Ah, okay, that's why I didn't want to fight. I see. Taking up to Master Banshees here, and I totally missed it. Didn't exactly expect that, but yeah, if you have those sitting and waiting in the base, then why take a fight without them? Now everything has been, you know, shielded with the anti-magic shell. Shade of Happy sees this, and it looks like now Alfie is preparing for a big push. 2-0 attack upgrades in the meantime. Happy is waiting in the back of his base. There's gonna be so many webs against him. 58 supply against 80. Nova coming in, not really dealing any damage. The one worm that took a little bit of damage immediately gets a new anti-magic shell cast onto him. Sacrificial Pit falling first. Graveyard is gonna be next. It looks like Alfie doesn't feel like committing into the back of Happy's base. He's just gonna siege this down slowly. He can very easily work with the Fiends and his air units from a distance. Next is gonna be a Cigarette. The Lich of Happy is trying to work from a distance as well, just throwing those Novas at his opponent, but so far he hasn't been able to do any damage except for the Shade that has died. Actually, he has crept a bit down here. Getting his Lich very close to level 5. With the Gargoyles, of course, he can very easily creep the island, but now he's gonna have to commit or his main will fall asleep on the Lich, dispelled by the Destroyer. The Gargoyles are trying to head forward, most of them being webbed immediately. The Lich of Alfie has to use the Invo Potion quite quickly though. Still more Gargoyles being webbed. There isn't really all too much pressure applied by those ghouls though. The Fiends can pretty much do whatever they want. Happy charging forward against the Banshees, getting a couple of them killed. But yeah, look at his Gargoyle army in big quotation marks. There isn't too much of those left. Another Nova is finishing. Well, the second to last one, only one Gargoyle left standing still. So many Fiends, 2 Worms, both still in the air, both pretty much unharmed here. The Lich almost dying here. Is the Death Knight around for a coil? The answer is no. GG by Happy. And we have a 1-1 score. Happy with a very promising early game actually. Getting level 3 against level 2, basically an entire level advantage. Stealing the XP tome there. I was very confused by his tech switch though. I'm not really sure why he added a second crypt so late. Because I think there was no reason really to not just go into Fiends and you know, Slaughterhouse units once the early game had gone so well for him. And then he managed to get into the worst fight possible, just given the timing that the Frostworm was out on the side of Alfie and he somehow didn't build a single Gargoyle yet. Alfie did force the town portal, killed 3 ghouls on top of things, got the red camp at the top left, and eventually, after both crept a little bit more, followed it up with this very nice attack, trading town portals while getting 4 ziggurats killed with the double zapper attack. And actually, I'm not quite sure. I didn't actually pay attention if he killed any acolytes in that push, because there, may have been a reason for, the huge supply lead that led to for Elfie, because eventually he was up by like 15-20 supply after that. And I said it, he forced a town portal, he killed a few units here and there. He basically didn't lose anything except for the one fiend that got surrounded, and that of course should have led to a bit of a supply lead, but by that much I'm not really sure. Anyways, Elfie after that was always in the driver's seat, and takes the 1-1 here. And we're gonna have for final map, a last map of the group stage, which is going to be Norwood.